I have a magic trick here, but actually I'm not even gonna touch the deck. I would like a spectator to please kind of do this trick for me. So let's bring in the spectator. Alright, so I'm the spectator. I know, I'm the same person, but I don't have another spectator, so just pretend I'm the spectator. If you were performing this trick, you'd actually have a spectator do this, but you know, I don't have anybody to perform this trick to or have a spectator. So, I'm just the spectator. This is gonna be the magician talking to the spectator. So I would like you to please shuffle the deck, okay? I would like you to please cut the deck into two. I'd like you to please point at one of the decks. So I'm gonna point at the left one. Then the magician says, okay, take that card and memorize it. Okay. Here you guys, you can see that too. Now please put the decks back together and show everybody what your card was. And the magician is looking away. Here's that card. When you're done, please insert your card wherever you'd like. Okay? Cut the deck and shuffle the deck how many times you'd like. Okay, please let me know when you're done. Okay. Okay, I'm done. But please hold on to the deck. Okay? You can set it down. Sorry, I said please hold on to the deck, but you can set it down. And I already knew what your card was. And how did I know that, you may ask? You know, if the magician didn't see the card and the spectator never showed him, just the audience, well, so now I'm the magician again and we walk out again. Well, I actually knew what the spectator's card already was, because I made a prediction. In this deck of cards, I flipped one card upside down, and that card should actually be the spectator's card right over here. One card here is upside down, but we're not gonna look into that just yet because, well, actually the card I flipped down was the Ace of Hearts. But the trick is not over, right? Surprisingly, but not only did I flip one card down, that happened to be the spectator's card. Let me just take the deck, and believe it or not, I actually took the spectator's card without you even knowing. Confusing, right? I showed you this deck, then I took the spectator's card out of the deck. You didn't see me do anything, but it's not there. Actually, I'm gonna throw it at the wall. And behind me, I have a piece of paper with a piece of double-sided tape. I'm gonna throw it at the wall, and one card should come out of the deck and be on the wall. So let me just do that. Okay. Okay. Not only did I make a prediction of what your card would be, when I threw card on the wall, one card stuck. Also, I don't know if you can see, but that also says in writing Ace Heart. Because I knew you would pick the Ace of Hearts. And not only did I pick and flip one random card from the deck, I wrote my prediction down on this paper right here. The Ace of Hearts, and one card stuck right here. The Ace of Hearts. So, I don't know if I did that well, but I think I did. Let's get into the trick. That's not a bad trick though. Pretty much a prediction trick. So, you want to know how to do this trick? Let's get into the tutorial on how to do this trick. So guys, to do this trick, you don't have to do it as dramatically as I did, but you can pretty much do it however you want. I used two decks, and I also threw my deck at the wall. No, but you can just have one deck and write the spectator's card on a piece of paper as a prediction. Now, how to know what the spectator's card is without actually looking at the deck is by forcing a card. If you don't know how to force a card, this is probably one of the simplest ways on how to do that for beginners. So let's get into that right now. So you want to have the spectator's forced card on the top right here. So for example, it's gonna be the Ace of Hearts. Keep that card right on top. So actually you just need to have that on top and know what the card is right there. So Ace of Hearts. Then you don't actually need to do anything. You can have the spectator shuffle the deck, cut the deck, but obviously you need them to you can shuffle the deck or they can, but you need to shuffle it like this. You need to make sure the top card ends up being on top. So you're gonna do the bottom part of the deck first, like this, and then join in with the left, and see how you have extra cards here left. That means the top card is still on top, but the spectator thinks that the deck is really shuffled. Here I can show you their card is still on top, or their forced card. Now to force it onto them, you ask them, you can say, please tell me when to stop, and then cut the deck into two, set it down, and then ask the spectator, please point at one of the decks. So if they point at the left one, then you ask them to take the top card and look at it. Or if they point at the right deck, you can ask them, okay, please set that one aside. So if they point at this and they set it aside, and then please pick a card from the other deck. Or instead of saying that, you can just eliminate the deck. So if they point at this one, you can remove it and then have them pick here. Or you can just, if they point at this deck, you can put it under like this and ask them to please take the top card. So now they have the top card, the card they forced, which is the Ace of Hearts. Ask them to memorize that, and you already know what the card is. So whatever they do, make sure that they pick that top card. So no matter if it's cut like this, if they point at this, ask them to memorize it. If they point at this, put it on the bottom, ask them to take the top card and memorize it. Or you can do some false cuts, like so, and then ask them to take the top card and memorize it. So plenty of ways to do that and force a card, but that's just one of the easy ways. So now their card is the Ace of Hearts. Now from here, what I did is I had another deck and I took the Ace of Hearts out right here, and I can just put it upside down in the deck. So then if you do have another deck, you can do this and it makes the trick a little more better. And then yeah, and also if you don't have any stuff like another deck, you can write down their prediction. So you can write down the force card, the Ace of Hearts, and then from here you just say, actually I already know what your card is. I made a prediction of what card you picked. Then you unfold your prediction on the piece of paper you wrote. Or if you have another deck, you can say, I actually have another deck here, and I flipped one card before this trick. And this one card, I believe, is a prediction of what your card is. Then you take it out, and it ends up being the Ace of Hearts, or their card. Now, you can do this too in how I threw my deck at the wall. You need another deck. Yes, 3 decks, right? Well, this is a different deck, obviously, from the red one. So if you have 2 of the same brand decks, like red and red, then take out that one force card you're gonna have and stick it on a double-sided tape, or just regular tape, and roll it, and then tape it on the wall, or tape it on a piece of paper. Then from there, you can act like you threw one card, or you threw the deck at the wall, and one card just happened to stick on the wall, which happened to be their card. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if this tutorial doesn't seem the greatest. It's very simple. You can do this in many ways. You can either be that you have one deck and you have a prediction piece of paper. You write down the card, you force the card, you already know what the card is. Or you can have the spectator do all the shuffling, cutting, all that, but you already know what card they're gonna pick, as long as they pick that top card. Now if you have 2 decks, you can flip over one card and then say I already knew what your card was because I made a prediction, and then the card is flipped over. And then if for the wall thing, let me show you one. So let me show you that one. So here, as you can see on the wall, I have a piece of paper on there. You can see that's the ace of hearts, and I also wrote down ace of hearts. But how to do that, let's get into it. So here you should have your deck of well, just your deck. Then from here you're gonna say I actually took one card out before here while I was showing you the other deck from misdirection. I took one card out, and well, I actually placed it somewhere. I put something special on it, or you can make something up, but then you can say I'm just gonna throw this deck on the wall. I have a piece of tape that is sticky. I'm gonna throw the deck in one card. Should hopefully stick on there, and that should be your card. Then here you can see that the card is already there, and then you can throw it, and then it ends up being like that. So let me just show you that. Okay, one card ends up staying on the wall. I know I threw it kind of lousy, huh? It stayed together, but well, you can do it better than I. But you know, it works, and it makes it look like the card has stuck, and this card is from another deck. So I do hope you guys enjoyed today's trick. I'm sorry if it did seem a little lousy. It's a great performance. Just a little bit of a mix-up of your normal I predict what your card is. But yeah, again, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm gonna clean up the mess I just made from all these decks of cards. Wish me luck on that. It might take me a little bit because it may have some lost cards under the bed. But again, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.